All right. Hello, everybody. This is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. Let me go ahead and do an audio check before I start running my mouth a little bit. So, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This will be to the point, and I want to make sure that we share some great information. Always want to add value whenever I have an opportunity to add value to someone's life. So I went ahead and dusted off some slides that I've used before, but I wasn't able to use this platform prior to creating these slides. So I wanted to provide some more additional information on wages and profits. And I'm very excited about what we have coming down the pipeline in a few days. So let me go ahead and do this audio check. Hold on for a moment. Let's see here. But welcome everybody to the live stream. Hello, Periscope. Hello, YouTube, and hello, Facebook Live. Let's see here if I can go ahead and get this audio check going. That'd be awesome. All right, let's see. Let me try and do an audio check. Here we go. All right, so my audio is coming through. I hope everybody can see me well. Audio is coming through. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started here. We got some great information to share. We're going to talk a little bit about wages and profits. This information will affect and has affected everyone. So everyone under the sound of my voice, this applies to you. Okay, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in this awesome world that we live in, this will apply to you. So let's go ahead and talk about this. We'll give it a little bit more time so a few more people can jump in. All right. All right, so let me introduce myself for everyone who might be new to my Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook. Once again, my name is Daniel Higgins. I am a husband. I'm a father of two amazing boys that definitely keep my hands full and busy. And I am a business management major, a worship leader, and also I am part of a wonderful organization called Wealth Builders. So I am a wealth builder, will be for life, okay? So I just want to introduce myself a little bit, just for those who don't know who I am and who are just tuning in for the first time. All right. So that's a little bit about me. I'm very excited to share this great information. We won't be here long. We'll be here strong. Right. So we're going to talk a little bit about wages. We're going to talk a little bit about profits, and you're going to see why. And I'm going to allude to why I'm here sharing this great information at the tail end of this information. Right. So wages, when we break it down, it's just a payment for money and labor services according to a contract. You're limited to an hourly, daily, or piecemeal work basis, right? So it's fixed payment, all right? So it is a fixed set payment, right? So with wages, and we're going to talk about it even more, there are, of course, a little bit of restrictions, but listen, it's good to be working. It's good to be active, especially in this current climate, right? And then you have profits, okay? Notice there's going to be a bit of a shift when we talk about profits, right? So it's going to talk about a value return, all right? Financial gain, so some kind of an increase of some and it's in some way, excuse me, and then financial advantage, all right? So it's putting you at an advantage. So those are just very simple definitions for both of those amazing words, wages and profits. Nothing against either or, just depends on what your goals are and what your focus is in terms of what you want to focus on and do, right? So let's go into the cash flow quadrant. This is very important. I've talked about this a lot during our live events. And it's very important because you will fall into one of these four cash flow quadrants. No matter who you are under the sound of my voice, you will land. Okay, so see me clearly. You will land under one of these four ways to legally create income in your life. Okay, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing now, before, after you hear this information, you will fall into one of these four categories. Okay, so let's walk you through this, right? So this applies to everyone, okay? It applies to everyone. So you can be an employee, you can be on the left side of the cash flow quadrant as an employee, or solo, self-employed, right? Or you're owning a job, okay? So those are like your beauticians and barbers, things like that, people who don't own a business, right? So nothing wrong with either side of the cash flow quadrant. You just want to be aware that right here on this left side of the cash flow quadrant, you are spending time. All right. And then, of course, you have some limitations from time because of time restrictions. Okay. So even if you're an excellent chiropractor, there's going to be some restrictions on your time because you're going to have to eat, you're going to have to sleep. Unfortunately, even if you stay in perfect health on this left hand side of the cash flow quadrant, you may have a loved one that might not be in perfect health and you might have to take a little time out for them, right? So of course, all of those time restrictions fall into the left side of the cash flow quadrant. Like I said, it's always good to be active and working no matter how you're creating your cash flow. But just know, of course, you're spending time. You're not investing time. There are some restrictions on that left side of the cash flow quadrant, right? So nothing wrong with any side of the cash flow quadrant. It just depends on what your goals are and what you want to do, okay? Now, on this right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, you are a business owner, and we're talking about big business as defined by Robert Kiyosaki, who actually created this cash flow quadrant or shared this cash flow quadrant with everyone, right? So on the right-hand side, when we talk about the business quadrant, we're talking about owning a system and having a group within your organization of over 500 people or more, okay, that would categorize as a B business, okay? Once again, remember I told you a little bit about my background, a business management major. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about business. So that's the difference, is you have a system, you have an organization of about 500 or more, right? Now, also you can tap in, of course, to being an investor, which is very important, where you have your money working for you. So notice some of the word tracks for the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant. We talk about profits. We're talking about wealth building on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, right? We're talking about leveraging several things. All right. So on the right-hand side of the quadrant, you're positioning yourself to leverage time. You're leveraging a system. And then also, too, you more than likely, you're leveraging money. You're actually putting money to work. So what's great about this side of the cash flow quadrant, that's the key to tap into time freedom. That's the key to building generational wealth. Because on the left-hand side of the quadrant, there's only so much you could do. My dad was a welder and he worked aggressive hours. He was on boats and doing a lot of different things to make sure that he could create that cash flow. And nothing wrong with that. It's definitely noble to be working, and in all work, there's profit, okay? Now, on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, now you can tap into financial freedom, generational wealth, because now you're tapping into leverage. You're leveraging one of those three things: time, a system, and money, all right? So you're tapping into that, all right? You're leveraging people also on the side, on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant in a positive way, okay? You are part of leveraging people. So on the left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, ironically, you are being leveraged, okay? Because think about it. If you're an employee, think about the amount of people that are doing the same job that you're doing currently in your active role right now, okay? That is, you're being leveraged, okay? And there's nothing bad with leverage. Once again, there's nothing wrong with either side of this cash flow quadrant. It just depends on what your goal is, all right? So you can actually tap into that right side of the cash flow quadrant when and if you're ready, because they're both available to you. I love how Robert Kiyosaki makes things simple. So this is going to be a simple stream here. I want to provide information that you could jump into immediately, right? So there are some restrictions when you're on the left-hand side of the quadrant, even if you are a sole proprietor. For an example, one of the people who I know of who was a famous chiropractor, he did amazing, amazing things within his self-employed status. But then he had an accident and it restricted him and stopped him from doing his practice. It ended his practice because if he wasn't there to perform, nothing happened. All right. So everything was hinging and needed to be based on him performing, him exchanging his time to create that cash flow, right? So that's why I say on the right hand side of the cash flow quadrant, that's where you can create time freedom. That's where you can create generational wealth. If that's part of your goal, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. If you're a beautician or a barber, if you're doing a nail technician or whatever you're doing on the left hand side of the cash flow quadrant, you don't even have to stop. You just want to go ahead and start shifting over to the right hand side. Now, another big thing that I talked about on the left hand side of the cash flow quadrant, you're actually taxed more. You're actually taxed more on the left hand side of the cash flow quadrant. So definitely get back with your tax professional and ask them, what can I do to recoup some of those taxes that I'm paying? Right? Because the wealthy on the right hand side of the cash flow quadrant, they've either eliminated taxes altogether or they have reduced it, okay? Because they're maximizing and tapping into all of the tax benefits of having a business and being an investor, okay? So you want to slide over to this right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, okay? So guys, I want to make this simple. Ladies and gentlemen, you will fall into one of these two categories, right? Now I'm boiling down this amazing cash flow quadrant to two categories. On the left-hand side, you are exchanging time to create some kind of income or cash flow. On the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, you are tapping into leverage. You're either leveraging a business where you're building a system and tapping into a system. You're leveraging money where you're taking your money and you're an investor and you're letting your money work for you. So this cash flow quadrant, I'm going to boil it down to two sides. So tomorrow, today, this afternoon, in a few minutes, you're going to be either on the left side of the cash flow quadrant, exchanging time, or you're going to be on the right-hand side, creating leverage and tapping into some type of leverage. There's nothing wrong with either side. There's only one side that creates financial freedom. So why am I sharing this great information with you? It's great information, so everybody should know it. All right. It's made popular by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. He has an amazing book out called Fake, where he goes over fake assets, fake money, and fake teachers. Okay. You want to get that book so that you can be more aware of what's going on and help you to slide over to that right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant. All right. Now, here's another big thing. We are tapping into the B side and the I side of the cash flow quadrant in a business that we are about to launch. All right. So we want to position you to slide over to creating profits. Okay. So if you're seeing this on my Periscope, if you're seeing this on my YouTube page, I want to encourage you right now, take out your phone, definitely like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, this Periscope channel, share this out. Okay, comment. All right, I'll read all the comments. But I want you to go ahead. If you want to start tapping into profits, go ahead and text me your name from your phone. Text me your full name and your email address to my number here. Okay? Go ahead and text me if I'm sharing this information with you and you want to tap into profits. Okay? We have a business being launched, a global business being launched. Okay? We have a strategic partnership with Gold Standard Bank, and they are doing something that has never been done before. So we want to position you to slide over to the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant and tap into profits. Okay, so that's my number right there. Go ahead and text me from your phone. Text me your full name and your email address, and I'll start sharing out the information so that you can preview this information. We are about to launch. Gold Standard Bank is doing something that has never been done before. Okay, we just talked about wages and profits. We talked about the cash flow quadrant. We talked about creating income either by exchanging time or tapping into leverage. You have an opportunity with Gold Standard Bank that we are very excited about because we're tapping into technology that has never existed before, and we're using new technology in a completely different and unique way. So Gold Standard Bank will put you in position to create income via the blockchain. Ooh, I'm telling you, we're going to position you to create income in real time. No more paydays. That's a thing of the past. No more pay weeks. That's a thing of the past. You're going to be able to get paid in real time. There's so much more that I could tell you, but I'm telling you right now, go ahead and send me your information on your phone. Pick up your phone, send me a text with your full name and your email address, and I will start sharing a preview of this great information, okay? So no matter where you're at in the world, go ahead and send that text out. I am on WhatsApp via that same number right there. You can be able to reach me, all right? We talked about wages, we talked about profits, and I'm encouraging you to go ahead and reach out to me. Get connected to this launch, okay? You can be part of my pre-launch, my VIP launch list, okay? We are very excited to be partnered with and have a strategic partnership with Gold Standard Bank. They have been in the background building things for several years now, and here it is. It is about to launch, and you're here ahead of time, okay? You'll be able to tap into some blockchain technology that has not been used before, has been in development, and now's the time for us to release all of that information. So thank you so much for your time. Once again, if you're seeing this on my Periscope, my YouTube, or my Facebook page, if you're on my Facebook page, you can go ahead and send me a message via Messenger. But all those other applications, go ahead and shoot me a text, and we want to go ahead and add you to our VIP private launch list. And we're going to share some great information with you to help you move forward with this amazing launch, okay? Thank you so much for your time. I want everyone under the sound of my voice to be able to tap into profits in this 2020 and 2021. You'll be able to get paid and positioned to be paid immediately in real time. This has never been done before. We're tapping into blockchain technology that has not been used until now. Okay, so I'm very excited. We have a global launch with our Wealth Builders Worldwide team, and we're sharing that information with you. Okay, so thank you so much for joining with us. All right, and we'll see you on the next live stream.